Hi guys, I am ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Under Par. So we are in the glorious area of Putter Down, the Down golf course, and we're trying to do what we can to squeeze in 18 holes here. Now, for the time being, I'm kind of wondering, so we're at hole, what is this, 5. So if we do 6 down here, yeah, we could do another par 3. We've already got 2 par 5s. 2 par 4s, 2 par 5s. So if we can do another par 3, well, actually, we can just do so if we do a par 4 like this, so 6, 7, yeah, I don't know. What is it? 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Let's do that. So give me my path. We'll extend it a little bit like this. Run it in there like so. And then what we'll do is we'll put another hole in here to run up that way. That should be a pretty decent par 4. So let us quickly level up an area here, level it out a little bit. This one will kind of get it on this side and we'll go over there. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good, I think. So if we, come on, if we did that and popped it in there, yeah, that's a pretty reasonable one. Yeah, all the way at the back there, nice little straight little slither. We'll put some trees along the edge here this time. Okay, get me to the tee box. We'll add a little bit of love there, right? So we'll get a bit of tee box going. We'll need a little bit of, let's for a change, do a little bit of firm fairway, right? So let's do a bit of firm fairway. Okay. So it runs a little bit here. Actually, running all the way up to the water is probably what you want to do with the firm fairway, right? So something like that should do the trick. And then what we'll do on the other side is we'll pop a little bit of fairway on the other side there. Oh, there we go. Small driving range level 3, restaurant level 3, humble brag and ability points. There we go. And shall we do a nice large green? I'm kind of wondering. We never really do that. So let's do a nice big green over here. It's a pretty easy one, I think. What shall we do here? I think I'm going to just bring this water in a little bit more to make it a little bit more challenging here. Or should we? Is it okay that it's a bit of an easier one? Maybe it's okay. We can't have everything be quite as difficult. So we'll do something like that. That's pretty boring stuff right there. But what we might do is then just put some championship rough down the edge here all the way around, right? I think that is probably about right. Some championship rough there, and then on this border we'll do a nice big tree line, right? So you're not gonna be easy going in there. And then on this side we'll make it a little bit more less punishing, and we'll do some first cut, right? We'll run some first cut all the way down there. So we're missing a little bit of fairway scoring. So we'll just continue the firm fairways. Something like that, right? So A+, there we go, right? And this should be a pretty easy par 4 right here, right? So what I'll do is I'll get rid of these 2 trees, right? So you've got that box there. And I guess let's have a quick look at the shot analysis. We don't want it to be, oh yeah, we've got some people driving the green and others having it over here. Yeah, so anyway, that's okay. I don't mind having a couple of easygoing spots, right? We do need a little bit of that also, just to make sure people are enjoying themselves a little bit. So we'll put a little bench out here. We'll come back to the hole. We'll give this hole number 6 over there. Plus we will need maybe a drinks fountain over here and a bit of a trash can right there. So there we go. And what we can do now is we can unlock the hole and open it up. There we go. So now people can immediately start playing that one. Now, what we should be doing is going back up there and then coming back this way and maybe have our hole up here. So actually, let's move the drinks fountain. Let us put that one back and put the drinks fountain a little bit more this way. so that we can run the path down here. I think that's the plan, really, because we need to be mindful of our space requirements here. So we'll do it all the way up there. Actually, I want to trim it back by 1. I don't want to go all the way to the end. So what I can do in this location is actually put a little bit of a bench in there, right? That's the plan. Yeah, we're trying really hard to get, okay, now we can't go all the way up against this. So what I'm thinking is let us grab ourselves some trees here, and then we will want to be running a big tree line down here just to make sure that the guys aren't playing properly into that. So this is a pretty interesting little spot here. Stop doing that. Okay, now with this spot in mind, let's quickly see what's our levels. Look, why is this guy stuck? What's the issue? Ooh, that was an interesting one. Anyway, we'll leave it like that then, in case that's an issue that's going to be persisting. I'm kind of wondering if we run the path all the way down this side. It might be an interesting piece, right? Because at some point we might want to run a path down there. Yeah, I think we should. Let's close up these paths. Impossible placement. Please, it's not that impossible, right? So let's close up some of these paths, run them like so. Right, that's a good one there. And I was kind of thinking maybe we run all the way up along the edge. Are you really that difficult? We go up there. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll actually remove this one, and we'll just put this in here, right? There we go. So that should give us what good little options here. So now we've got reasonable paths through here, and I'll just try and allow people to kind of do this. We should be able to get 18 in here. So what was this? This was hole number 6, right? So 7 back this way. And again, we've got some natural water to deal with. So let's just do that. And I think I'm going to just leave the tee box there. Well, actually, we will still level it out a bit, right? Just like that, right? Keep it in here. And then we'll do a natural spot all the way through that way. So if we grab this spot here, and we'll do, yeah, up there maybe, right? Okay, hang on. Let's take this as the green and let's terrace it. Let's do a proper terraced green. I think that's the plan here, right? So let us do, if we do like that, right? So we want to do maybe like so, like so, right? Okay, so let's up that a little bit more, right? And then we'll do this one. We'll actually, let's do that. Get a bit higher up there. Oh yeah, something like that maybe, right? So it's no, let's do that. So that's a terrace there, terrace. Okay, that I think that should be pretty cool, right? Though we do need to bear in mind that if it's up there, we'll never be able to putt it up there, right? So what we'll do is we'll drop this one down a little bit. Ooh, actually no, that's maybe a little bit close. So maybe if we drop that one down and we drop that one down. So that does give us a few different spots, right? So something like that. So if we put it there and see how that works for us, right? So let's do that. So we'll come back, we'll do the hole. The hole wants to be in this place here, and what we'll do is we'll pop it right in there. Hole 7, we've got some hazards and the likes going on there. I'm thinking beyond this, what we do is we run a bit of a water edge around the back here, something like that. Yeah, should be pretty reasonable. Give us a little bit more green, because this is going to be quite an interesting green, right? Lots of undulations and things. right? So something like that as the green. That's a pretty awkward green there. That okay. And what I'm thinking is we'll even do that. So just making it really challenging. Now, in addition to that, what we'll do is we'll from here run some fairway, right? So we can't have a tree right in there, but we could maybe have some trees up on the edge on this side, right? So if you do play into this area, you've got these trees to contend with. But other than that, you should be fine. So we'll do something like this, right? So you've got some trees going down here. I'm going to remove that one. And then that should be pretty good, right? You want to be playing down the middle for the most part here, right? So if we do something like that, that should be a reasonable amount of fairway. Hazards-wise, it's pretty good also. We need a little bit of improvement to the tee, so let's go ahead and grab that. Why are these guys struggling so much here? Okay, let's just see. Something seems off here. I don't know why. Can we just do a little bit of leveling? Can we just do a little bit of this, right? Is that gonna support it? Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Maybe there was a little bit of an awkwardness here with regards to what was happening there. Bit of an undulating fairway. We've got some hazards in there. Nothing too crazy, though. So let's just go back to this hole. We need a little bit more along the line of hazards. So let's go ahead and get some championship rough. If you are going to be running it off the side here, you're going to be faced with some championship rough, right? So let's do a bit of that. That should be a pretty good spot there. Okay, so you've got some trees and then some championship rough, and that should be okay. Are you? I guess that was okay. Something else. So let's just have a look. Where will people actually be playing to? I think that's fine. I think that's absolutely fine. So let's unlock that one and see how that goes. We will also give ourselves a bit of a sign here. Right. We'll make sure to put a bench in place. Well, a drinks fountain and a bench. Okay, and maybe, yeah, one of those. That should be fine. All good. Now we've got that hole ready to go. People have access to it by path there. And now I was kind of thinking the next step is for us. So that's 7. So if we do an 8 here and a 9 back that way, then we still have all of the rest of this for the other 9 holes. This was a little bit space intensive, but these we really started to squeeze them in a little bit tighter, which I kind of like. Okay. We could also have a little bit of a sign thing going on here. So maybe, you know, something like that. And like that. Right? And like this. And like that. Beautiful. Something like that. Good. Few signs there ready to go. Excellent. Now, what's our timing like? Yeah, we can do our 2 more holes, at least get it to 9 holes in this episode. So I'm thinking a longish par 3 here and then a par 4 down that way. Yeah, that should be reasonable. So let's do that. Let's level it out. Firstly, we want to be leveling out our tee box right there. And then we want our par 3 all the way over there, I think, right? So if we go tee box here to, yeah, 193 par 3, right? Something like that. But something with a bit of, I was thinking, okay, you know what? Let's get rid of, I don't think we can. So we can, what we can do is we can move it, right? Let's move the hole. So get the hole over there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this down quite a bit. Oh yeah, not that, but this, right? So let's drop that down a bit. You know, something like this. So it's like in a bit of a hole here, right? And covered by trees all the way around, right? So let's go back to this hole, basically. Can I get this one, right? Gonna grab this, and I want to move the hole again back into that spot there. So it's a longish one, but it's going to kind of be okay, right? Now, what we'll need to do is get some additional green space in there, right? So let's just do that. I'm going to be doing that. So it's going to be a bit of a backstop there, bit of a front stop, something like that. That should be fairly reasonable. Yeah, okay. We'll make it a little bit more challenging with some bunkers and the likes, but it's kind of in the hole here, right? That's kind of the plan. And we'll, actually, we want to cover it by trees all the way around. Maybe not right here, right? So let's clean out a little bit of this stuff, right? Can we? Yeah, so something like that should be okay. So at least you should be able to have a bit of a clear visibility down here, right? Now let me grab a little bit of water. There, and we'll run some water down this way as well. And we'll do some trees as well. Okay, I think that's something like that should be okay. Right, so that's going to be really tough to deal with. Okay, and then we'll do some fairway in here, and we'll deal with the rest like so, right? Give me a nice big tree up there. And now let's go for some fairway. Okay, so that should be okay. What I will actually do is I'll get rid of that tree so you can go into the water there. That was kind of the plan here, right? A little bit of a descending hole there. Let us grab a little bit more fairway down here. And I guess that's okay. Then what we'll do is we'll do some first cut. So go first cut around there. Okay, and then let's do some championship rough all the way down here, right? It's still saying it doesn't like the whole fairway idea here. So what we might have to do is we might end up having to do a bit more fairway like so. Grab a couple of spots of fairway out over there. Really, you want us to do a bit more of on this side as well, eh? Even more. Okay, so let's quickly upgrade our tee box. Yeah, that should be a pretty nice little tee box, B+. We're still missing some hazards, so if we can improve our hazards a little bit. Okay, so what I'm thinking, we can quite easily expand the water in there a little bit. That should still count towards our hazards. We can expand the water in there. I'm not sure if that's counting towards it because it's a little far away. Do something like that. Anyway, we could also then just go back and do some first cut here. And yeah, just going to continue to expand that first cut there. And then go some championship there, right? Some championship. There we go. And that's giving us A+. Excellent. That's beautiful right there. And let us go ahead and unlock this hole. So that should be pretty good. That's a reasonable little par 3 here. And then our last, I think this is 8, right? So let's just get our stuff in place here. We want to be doing our sign. This is 8. Good stuff. We will do as per usual. Get all the other bits and pieces in play here. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do the drinks fountain as well. Okay, beautiful. So now people can be playing that hole. Ooh, that's a little, look at that bounce. Where did you end up? Oh, yeah, that's a okay spot. Whoa. Yeah, everybody should be getting good scores here. Okay, now what we'll do is our last one, you'll be coming around here. You'll be doing the last one down here to the clubhouse. So that'll be a bit of a par 4 to end up on, right? So let's quickly finish that one off. So if we level this one out, let's level it something like that. Yeah, a little bit of a raised tee box here. Actually, did we want to raise it a little bit more? Let's do a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of a raised tee box right there. Nice and high up from there, that location. And then we'll just play it down into this area and we'll put some bunkers and the likes in there. Look at that money. Look at that money. Now, anyway, let's quickly do this. So we'll do that one there. And we'll do... Ooh, that's actually a pretty short par 4. So the big hitter should be getting there. Anyway, we'll put it in there. That's kind of, I think that's reasonably moving. So let's get some, we'll get the green to, we'll have the pin position at the back there, right? And then what we could do, let's just do something like that. So it's a little bit more like, you know, interesting. Okay, and then what we'll do from a levels perspective, I'm thinking we drop this one down and we can't really do that. So we'll drop these two down so that if you plus we'll drop that down so that you kind of you'll be rolling off in most locations, right? It's a little bit of, yeah, a little bit of relief there, right? So that's okay. So that should be okay. So just in case that you, actually, let's do that. So it's going to be rolling off on that side, and actually potentially let's just do on all sides, right? Because this is going to be a pretty short and easy hole. Let's just make sure we're making it quite tedious to get up on that, right? And then that's level there. But what we will do is if you're going straight over the top there, you will be met with a nice cumbersome little sand trap all the way along there, right? And we'll do that. Yeah, so I guess that seems okay, right? So that's a nice big little sand trap area like so. That would be good. And what we'll do from a fairway perspective is we'll just run the fairway all the way in through here, right? So we'll do something like this. So that's going to be our fairway running out this way. Yeah, that's I think pretty good, and we'll do some first cuts and the likes, right? So if we go here, let's just see what our shot analysis looks like. People are going all over the shop, right? Yeah, I don't think we need to be too crazy with what we're doing here. Potentially this sand trap. I'm liking the idea of extending this sand trap a little bit more, right? So to do that as the sand trap, right? So you really only have one course of action, and then I think we're okay with that. We need a little bit more along the lines of hazard. So let's just quickly upskill our tee box here, and then I think we'll hazard it out a little bit more. So if we went with some championship rough down here, right, that should get us a good spot. And what we'll do is we'll first cut it over here, right? So let's just do some first cut in there. And we'll leave that in place. So that should be pretty good, right? I guess that's fine. That is and that's hole 9. So that's finishing it off for us with a bit of a bang out that way. Okay, so let's get ourselves the basics that we need here. So this is hole number 9. So you can go and get up there, and we'll need a little bit of extra, kind of a little bit of a bench maybe over here, and a bit of a trash can, and a bit of a drinks fountain. There we go. So that should work. So everybody can now play this, get out there. That's going to be a pretty tough little spot. Got a bit of a backstop right here. Try and get there, but you might get a pretty poor bounce off of this thing. I think that's pretty good. Wow, over 1 million now. I like this this course. We're giving ourselves plenty of room, right? So now the question is 10. We could play 10 out in that direction and then come back up this way so that we kind of end alongside this area towards this spot, which would be pretty good. Restaurants, stuff like that. This is a good spot for, like, this is 9, and then maybe 10 goes out this way, I think. It's kind of what I'm thinking, and then we start playing. I think they definitely have enough room to go to a full 18 here if we just keep it tight like we've been doing, right? We just keep it tight. But I guess that's where we're kind of going to end up today's episode. So if you've enjoyed it, as always, please hit that like button. I'm certainly having a ton of fun with this. And we'll see how it goes. This is continuously being a problem. Let's quickly try and solve this, right? If I were to remove that, right, it seems like something here is a bit of an issue. Right, this hole is still a reasonable A+, right? So hopefully that's not too problematic then. Okay, fine. We'll just play it that off way because they keep getting stuck in that spot. Anyway, this is going to be fine. Might do another 3-line in here, to be honest. Let's quickly do that. Got a few more minutes. Let's put another 3-line down here just to make sure we're not getting too much interaction between these holes. Right, you should be playing off this way and then coming back in. And then similarly, you'll be playing off that way, really. With this just 1-3 here, that's a little bit of a challenge. Hang on, this guy just played. I went straight over into the sand. Oh, but managed to birdie it anyway. Okay, fine. Anyway, this is pretty good stuff, right? I like it. Couple of nice par 5s, a couple of nice par 3s, a shortish par 4. Lots and lots of water in play in a number of locations. This is quite an interesting par 3 here with lots of problems. See, this guy's going to putt it in straight away. That's easy when you get in there into the bowl. But there's still a few challenges. I think this guy personally missed it first, right? And so at least on par, right? Fine. And went straight up in there and now playing down that way. Oh, that's not where you want to be. That's also not where you want to be. Oh, what I can do is I can remove this 3, of course, right? We can get rid of that. That's a little bit extreme to have that in play there. Right? That's a little better. Right? What was that? It's crazy out there. And that's a better shot right there. Okay, anyway, that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Tell me what you think of it. Do you want us to continue the series? I'm definitely going to do the next 9 holes. So try and squeeze an additional 9 holes in here, at least. And then it depends on whether you want to see some more stuff or whether we end it there. Okay, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.